Hey guys, gals, welcome to, another episode of, right here, C10 America Mornings, right here on this awesome, beautiful Sunday morning, August 17th. We're sitting right at 11, a.m. We're playing double duty again this morning. We're recording over on, the podcast right now. So, hey, say what's up, guys, on the podcast. You're probably listening from, another city, another state, another, country, and maybe even, halfway, across, the world. We have folks. I think I told you before, but we have folks from Japan, we have folks from Sweden, from Saudi Arabia, all that. That is, so cool and, awesome. And if any of you guys are tuning in, hey, I want to thank you guys for, what you do. You tune in, all the time, that we do, these awesome podcast episodes. Anyways, yes, I did kind of sleep in a little later than yesterday. Yesterday was 1 hour, but today, is, my Sunday, and I feel like, I can do it on, Sunday because all week, I'm getting up at 4:50 in the morning to bring you guys, awesome, content and stuff like that. Anyways, I was talking to, my buddy Jeff, aka Roller, out there with, rolling with Roller and Derek out there in Colorado. And as a matter of fact, right, people, I was getting ready to go get donuts this morning, right? And my work phone goes off, and it's Jeff, and well, dude, I'll call you back in 20 minutes, but he had to go do some stuff, so we're talking to him for a bit and all that. And we found my baby, Miss Terry, found another awesome mic that it cancels out, the background noise. Up until this time, I've been promoting, the Mini Mic Pro, which the Mini Mic Pro is great for, people that have, a loud, kind of roar to their voice and all that, loud and powerful is great, for that. It's not really that good for background noise. And it, this other mic that, Miss Terry found and sent me, I need to find out where it's at. And it's only like $8 or $10. And, I want to definitely get one and, try it out. It's good for Apple phone. It's good for Android phone, so all around it's pretty good. And so if that's the case, I'm going to get it. I'm going to try it out at, a, show and all that. And if it's pretty good, I'll promote, both, mics. I would say, if you go into do an interview and somebody talks kind of real loud, they have like an overbearing voice, then you probably want to go with, the Mini Mic Pro. And then I'm thinking, if somebody is maybe low speaking, like, for example, yesterday I had to look up and see if that fan was going up there. Anyways, for example, Roller and Derek went out to, show, over the weekend, yesterday, and they had a lot of background noise. They used the Mini Mic Pro, but it did not kind of help on the background noise, and all that stuff. So, anyways, we want to take and we want to get that fixed, because if that happened to him, then if we're out at a show, and that might happen to us out there, and stuff, and the audio, we're trying to make better audio, not only for you guys, but we want to hear better audio as well. So anyways, guys, you probably saw the podcast cover if you're over on Spotify right now, and that's probably kind of what intrigued you to click on this episode over on Spotify. Anyways, we are gonna be starting a new series. It'll be a podcast and a YouTube series. So it'll be audio and video. What that is, the name of that will be Tailgate Thoughts. Tailgate Thoughts. And what it's going to consist of, we're going to, first off, we're going to pick three shops to go out to, three, guys that have, either shops or have, a thought, they want to share about, their, C10 truck and all that. And first off, next week, I don't know what day, but we'll find, the day, but I'll be headed out to our buddy Tom Abel's place, and he has a bitchin' gas station in his backyard that he built. And me and Dad went up there like a couple years back, and we shot for the Hot Rod magazine, and saw this. It was pretty awesome. So anyways, we'll be going back over there. I thought, what better place to start Tailgate Thoughts than the back of his backyard, and kind of what Tailgate Thoughts will be about. We're gonna take and we're gonna put down the tailgate on that awesome C10, your C10 out there, and we'll set up our YouTube camera. And for this production, we're going old school. We're having these mics on us. We'll have the old school mic, the kind of boom mic, right out there, getting everything, all the behind, the scenes and all that. I don't know if we probably won't do it live. We'll probably just be shooting to, the YouTube 4K camera, just making content for YouTube, and then we can promote it over on, the group and all that, and get, the people from the group over to, the YouTube channel. So, anyways, we have, a bunch of stuff that we're thinking about doing. We have new t-shirt designs. Pardon me, new t-shirt designs, coming out. And I took, I researched. We can take in on, YouTube here. We can put the link to, our YouTube channel in over at, say the drop ship site, on demand site, and we teamed up with the on demand site where we upload our logo, and then we put it on whatever shirt we want, and they print it out, and we promote it and all that, get people over there buying our merch and all that, and then they send it out. So that is totally awesome. Anyways, if you guys out there on YouTube watching right now, or you're out there on Spotify and you're listening right now, I want to thank you guys for all the awesome support. And I know you see behind me, that right there is a metal print for a friend of ours, I think Linda. Later on today, or probably tomorrow, I'm gonna do a reveal, on that. So that's the last metal print here that we're doing a reveal on, that right there. Big shout out to her. Big shout out to Iron Carriers right back here. They sent us 2 ball caps, some stickers, 2 shirts. One shirt has an awesome C30 dually on the front of the shirt. The other one has their skull logo on the front with an awesome C10 logo on the back. How cool was that? And they sent them to us, and by the way, guys, we're always looking for more stickers and decals. If you guys have any stickers or decals, maybe lying around the shop, the she shed, the garage, we want them. And we're doing a project with that podcast table. Is kind of messy right now. All the white things are orders for metal, prints. Most of those are sent over. There's a couple that need designing. We'll do here in a bit after I get off, the recording and the podcast out there. Anyways, we took and we put 4 of we think are the most awesome decals together. And if you guys love C10 America stuff, we have our decals available over on the website for $10. It's a 4-pack for $10. You can't beat that. But check this out. We got 4. We're gonna put another decal, in the mix. So you got 5. But in the sticker pack that we're sending out, the envelope, there is 6 decals in that pack, and it's only $10. $10 for this awesome sticker pack. So by the way, guys, we're doing that podcast table back there. We need your decals from your shop. We'll be using some of ours on the table, but we need a lot of your decals. And we're gonna promote you and your business. Even if you send us 1 decal, we're gonna promote you guys, and all the decals will be applied to that tabletop. We're doing like a 5 series video on getting that table prepared. Number 1, it'll be taking everything off it, getting it ready to go. The second video will be sanding the table down to bare wood, and then after that, Then sticker preparation will be, mapping out and putting all the stickers, applying the stickers you guys send us on that table right back there. And then fourth will be applying, we're putting, I think, 4 or 5 coats of polyurethane clear on, the tabletop, so it looks almost like a glass mirror image finish. And it'll take all those awesome decals that are, on the table, and boom, it'll, pull them, up, and, all that. And plus, every time we do a video right by, the table, right back there, we'll be using that little tripod right there, and we'll be showing, the actual, table and stuff like that. So we'll be pretty much, think of it like this, guys. You're gonna be getting free advertisement from us, and all you have to do is send us some decals to cover that, table back there. And I know, Summit Racing sends some decals. Dakota Digital sends some. Magnaflow mufflers, they send some. Edelbrock carburetors, I know they send some. Ride Tech, I believe they send some. Willwood brakes, disc brakes, they send some. I know Painless wiring and performance products, Jegs, a bunch of, folks send, some awesome, decals. And we want to put decals all over that table, because pretty much, guys, our theme here in this studio is that wall back there. Every wall here in the studio, every wall back here in, the studio is getting a makeover, guys. And except for that wall, every other wall is blank. It's drywall, just drywall and paint. It looks so blah. So, anyways, we're gonna be doing that right there to, the studio and all that. And then these posters back here, I have, a couple more over at, Dad's house, and I'm going to put one on, this side, one on, this side of, the TV, and then put up, what you guys see right back there, the brick wall. We're going to put that on, this wall right behind, you guys, the computer right back here. So, anyways, guys, I know we haven't done an interview for, a while on, the podcast, but my buddy Scott Stout is coming up from Snyder here like in a week or, something like that. So he's going to come up, and we're going to do a live podcast right here, in, the group and all that. So he'll come up. That'll be, awesome. I'll make him, lunch or whatever up here, and we can, have, a couple of little, maybe sodas up here, or, well, I don't drink soda, so, I'll make him some, sweet tea, and I'll have some sweet tea, and, I can make him, lunch, up here, so that would be, freaking, awesome. And then, we're gonna take and televise, the little videos. So I don't know yet if we'll just do it for YouTube or we'll do it for you know the group. I'm thinking maybe we'll go ahead and we can have this camera going and do it right from this camera right here, and then we can put this up on YouTube, and then we can also put a link over on Facebook. So if anybody wants to click on it, they click on it and they go to YouTube and check that out. So anyways, that's to come. Let me give you a rundown. We want to get on the podcast. Chip Foose on it was said, email out to, California probably next week. We want to see if we can get Tim Allen on the show. That would be, awesome. Get Joe Martin on the show. Get Dave Kindig, on the show. Pretty much all these guys have built C10 trucks, and we want to get them on, talking about, the trucks and, all that stuff. And maybe sometime we can cruise on down. Me and my baby Terry can cruise on down to Houston, and we can do a Tailgate Thoughts, right down there, and shoot our, little YouTube production right out there with, a couple of, the cameras and what have you right down there. That would be, kind of, awesome doing it, that way. So anyways, that is kind of what's going on here, at C10 America. We're not coming live. We're recording this in, the world headquarters for, C10 America. So if you guys out there on, the podcast, if you're not a member of, the group yet over on Facebook, do me a favor, guys. Go hit up Facebook and look for C10 America over in, the Facebook. Find our group over there and become a member of our group. Now, if, all the new members that come, aboard of the group and all that, make sure you guys follow and answer everything we ask. If you leave one thing unanswered, we will block your post. We won't let you post. You ask why? Well, we say because there's, other groups that have rules and, for them and all that. And we set up rules for, our group. And without rules, everything would be chaotic and everybody would be in there and post whatever, they want. Well, we don't want them to post, whatever, they want. It's only a truck group, a C10 truck group. As we even had people trying to post, cars, in there, and they did try and post cars. Then we had to get them out and tell them, no, you can't do that. And then you always have, a bad apple in, the bunch and all that. And then once you try and reprimand them, or you try and tell them, hey, we have rules. You guys didn't follow the rules. So, we kind of kicked out, the post. They get mad with us and pretty much you get mad with us. All our moderators are told by me that, if they're putting up a fuss or whatever, we just block them and we go on, So, but good to know if you guys do follow all the rules in there and all that. There's nothing to be, ashamed of. We normally approve everybody that answers everything. And, there's one thing that we didn't want you guys to answer. We would have never put it, in, the rules and, all that. So, anyways, big shout out to Iron Carriers. Iron Carriers right there are becoming a big part of, C10 America. And we want to see more Iron Carriers coming up in, the group. Maybe we'd love to have Iron Carriers become a sponsor, maybe become a 3, a 6, or a full year, sponsor. That would be awesome because you would be talked about, all the time, and we would redo our sponsor thing on the podcast that, you guys hear at the end of, the podcast, where we take and we thank each and everybody out there. Well, we would redo it and we would put, we would add you to, the end of it. So that would be, totally awesome. And a big shout out to our buddy, the announcer guy, Mike Leonard, out there in California. He got his Pigeon truck back, got the motor back in it, engine back in it. It sounds beautiful to, my ears. You know what? That might be another t-shirt I did. Folks on, the podcast, what I'm doing, I just got myself saying something that would probably make an awesome t-shirt. See, this is what I do all the time, guys. Whenever I'm talking to you guys, either I'm talking on, Facebook or YouTube or, on the podcast, I might start saying, a couple different things. And then I have a pen right by me and a sheet of, paper right by me. So, hey guys, I'll be 53, this year. And, I'm writing this stuff down so, I don't, forget it. But I said, now I forget I should have written it down right away. I think it was, something like Beetle. Beautiful. My ears. It was something like that when it really comes back to me. I got the pin here, so I am, ready to, go. But anyways, guys, give me feedback either, on YouTube or, over on, the podcast. If you're listening, pardon me, if you're out there listening to us on Spotify, you guys freaking rock. That's where Joe Rogan is over there. What would be so cool if we got to where we could, go on, Joe's podcast, and I think he does like 2 or 3 hour long podcast episodes. And, for a long time, I thought, well, there is no way that I'll ever be able to, do that long, talk, that long. And I think with just, doing it, that many years and doing it over and over and over again, you kind of get used to, talking to, you got talking to a camera. I have a camera right up here in my face. I don't even need to look at, the screen. I can look right into the camera. What I see a little green dot. Let me know, the camera's on, and I'm just looking right into, the camera, guys. So, anyways, we have a new show coming out next week here on YouTube, a new series. We're going to do the first one, debut the first one. I don't know when it's going to come out, but we're going to start recording that next weekend. We might do behind the scenes for YouTube, or it might just be the actual podcast right for YouTube. I'm not quite sure on that yet. I'll be writing on that stuff out. I need to talk to Tom Abel. I talked to him yesterday in the morning, the mid-morning kind of, I guess, and he was on board with that, and so that is awesome. And by the way, our buddy Tom Abel, he was in the Hot Rod magazine. Then we put him in, C10 America. So he was in both the magazines and all that. So, anyways, he has a bitchin' gas station that he built, like mock-up version. He built in his backyard. So the first episode of, Tailgate Thoughts, and we're going to have t-shirts made on that and say Tailgate Thoughts on YouTube. Check it out. Tailgate Thoughts, presented by C10 America, on, Facebook. We're looking for maybe some sponsors, out there. If you guys want to sponsor, the show, that would be awesome. We'll do everything to promote you guys. We're looking for, sponsors for, the podcast, all that. And, all the money that we get in from, the sponsors, it goes to, help us do, other awesome content to, come out to, these garages, these shops. And you never know, like maybe even, Mike might, go down, or we need it for travel time to get out to, these shops. And we're going to take and not only advertise you on the podcast, but we're going to take and put you guys in the magazine, put you on YouTube right here. You'll be on the podcast, and we'll give you like a 60-second, kind of advertisement. Excuse me, on during the podcast, and then we can even make a little commercial for you. And you'll be in the credits at, the end of the podcast. You'll be in, the description. You'll be in, the keywords. We have keywords we put in with all our videos for YouTube. And then all the audio over on Spotify, we have keywords and all that too. So we'll put all those in and all that. So, but I told you that we'd be trying to talk to a couple people for coming on the podcast. And I did talk to Jill Coddington, her late great awesome husband Boyd Coddington, who got me into shooting back in 1994. And he was I got Joe. Me and Joe are real good friends. I got Joe on the phone here. We met Joe probably 2018, 2019 in Vegas at SEMA. So that was so awesome. And I got to tell her that your husband is the one that got me into photography. And maybe I'll tell you guys that story another day and all that. But I know you're tuning in because you want to see us out there talking to these other folks doing interviews and all that. You don't want to see my ugly mug on here all the time you click on it. But tell you what, we're just doing that because right now we have a lot of work here in the studio, and after we get to sorting through everything we gotta finish up, then we'll be hitting a lot more shops. But Tailgate Thoughts, we start recording for Tailgate Thoughts next week. If we're gonna be for each little segment of Tailgate Talks, we're gonna take 3 different interviews and all that and put them together into like one little show thing on the channel, so you guys can check them out. We'll have to edit all those and all that. So anyways, the first one will be with our buddy Tom Abel right down in Fort Worth next week. And so we need 2 more folks that they're pumping out some awesome C10s, and where they built an awesome C10, and we want to go out there and pretty much pull up a tailgate, have them put down the tailgate, and then we'd have to and to be on this show, you must have a Chevy C10 tailgate. And so we can take and put it down and sit on it, and we just, kind of do a little shop talking, about the truck, that. We'll make, some other, some new questions, just for, that, that series. We already have some for, the regular, C10 America Talks. What you guys are on, what you guys are on listening to, that is, the name of the podcast, C10 America Talks. We're talking about C10s and all that. But, Tailgate Thoughts is a series on C10 America Talks. So, if you guys, even out there on, the podcast, have, an awesome, unique story, and you have a C10 also, we can do, C10 America Talks, do the on the phone version of, you know, Tailgate Thoughts. If you're kind of too far away from us right now, we can't make it out there to you guys. Then, real quick, I want to tell you guys before I get off here that, I told you yesterday I want to bring it home to you guys again. In 2026, we're looking at heading out to SEMA. We're looking at going to SEMA for 2026, but we're throwing a little hiccup, in the deal. Excuse me. We're gonna be renting like a van or a little SUV to get from Texas to SEMA. And we need some sponsors to do that for, all the gas and, all that stuff. And I think with 5 people in, the van, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be awesome driving down to, Vegas. And I think with 5 people in, the van, we can... we'll get everybody as a driver, and we can, make it down there to, SEMA in, no time. We just have somebody drive for, a couple hours, and then somebody else get in it, drive for a couple hours, somebody else get in it, drive for, a couple hours. We keep on, going. Down there. We're not stopping all the time. And then we will stop, a couple of times, along, the way. We'll be going down, what is it, Route 66 from, Texas right down to, Vegas. And we'll be cruising, down that way. And we'll have it mapped out for, stopping, getting gas, filling up, and stuff. It'll be, I think, a cool time to, get down there, head down there, and, all that stuff. And we're going to have some awesome new C10 America t-shirts on, or not t-shirts, but work shirts, with C10 America on them. And then we'll be down there probably 5. It'll be let's see, it'll be Miss Terry, it'll be me, it'll be Scott Stout, and it will be Roller, aka Roller. Okay, 4 of us in, the thing coming down. Then we're going to take and meet our buddy Mike Leonard in Vegas for, SEMA. And he lives in California, so he can drive up or, fly up, whatever. And then we'll all be walking around, SEMA out there. So I want to take and I think the last time we went was 2019 as the other Hot Rod magazine, and I wanted some time between going back to SEMA, and I wanted some time to build, a C10 America. So I think we did that, and we'll be going back, as C10 America. So I want to see, the kind of response we get now at SEMA than we did with, the Hot Rod magazine. I'm thinking, guys, it would probably be a bigger response C10 America would be than, the other Hot Rod magazine, because we're nationwide, baby. were nationwide, and the other one was only in Texas, but this one is freaking, all over. So I think it's gonna be awesome out there. And then one of our sponsors out there, Nelson over at Boss Hog Torque Converters, it just said, hey, I got an idea, man. He's like, if you're coming to Vegas, why not make, our booth, kind of like a base camp, for you, out there. So you guys go and you talk to, whoever, you take photos and, all this stuff. And then you come back and, you either eat or get something to drink, whatever. Yeah, hang out at, our booth. And so you always have, a place to, come back and, crash, if you're tired, your legs are, weak and, all that stuff. So I think I'm going to talk to, Nelson a little more about that, see if, that offer is, still on the table. And, if it is, I'll tell him pretty much we want to take you up on that, offer. We're looking here is what we're doing. We're looking at coming to, SEMA on, so-and-so date in 2026, and this is what we want to do, what we plan, to do, and, all that stuff. So, anyways, we have some real cool stuff kind of planned, all that. If you guys aren't signed up to the magazine, go get signed up. Head over to See, I almost said it. I caught myself, but I did not say it. www.C10AmericaMagazine.com. Head over to www.C10AmericaMagazine.com. Go over there and get signed up, guys. It is only $10 over on, the website. If you're, however, pardon me, if you guys are a member over in, the Facebook group, and you just have not signed up yet, but you're like, well, you know what? I'm a member. I just haven't signed up. Haven't had the time, Well, pardon me, the nose. If that's you out there, contact us, and we will take and we'll get all the members of, the group signed up for $5. So if you want to become a member, a big, hot, C10 magazine and, group, we have a big following over there, guys. I looked at, the number. It's my job to check the numbers each and every day. I looked at, the numbers. We're at 68.5 thousand. We're holding steady at 0.5, and that is freaking awesome. 68.5 thousand, and it's just growing, from zero when we started, about 2.5 years ago. It went from that up to what it is now. So that is awesome. And you know what, guys? It's all because of, you out there. If we did not have, you guys out there, then, we would not have a group. And, for that matter, it's the God's honest truth. It's awesome. We love each and everybody, out there. And you know what? I said it, the other day. I'll say it again. You guys are talented out there, doing these, awesome builds. And, what do I mean by awesome? I mean, some of these builds look like Chip Foose builds. They look like Kindig builds. They look like, Bill from Houston, at Extensive. Or Joe Martin builds. They're freaking awesome. And they're coming out of your 1-car garage, your 2-car garage, and that is, so cool. And plus, we want to get, the younger generation turned on to, these awesome, trucks out there. Get them involved in, the C10 community. Get them off, the couch. Get them out of the house, in the garage, renting with dad, or grandpa, in the garage, and stuff. And let them hear, these awesome stories about, this truck was found in a barn, back in, the 1970s. Your dad, your grandfather drove this on the peanut farm back in, the day, hauling peanuts from the trees where you picked them, and, all that stuff. Do you pick peanuts on a tree? I'm not sure. I'm not a peanut farmer, but I mean, from the field out there where you would get the peanuts from, where you would pick them up and then put them in the truck, and then take them back. That's what I mean. If they don't grow on trees, and forgive me, I know nothing about peanut farming. My buddy Dan Helm, that for a long time was the editor-in-chief of our Hot Rod magazine before he went to that big Hot Rod car show up there in the sky, which I wish he was still here. I think about him each and every day, but excuse me, him along with his dad and mom, that they have I don't know, they have over, or they had over 100 acres right down where, they live. And they were, back in the day, they were old peanut farmers. And they farmed peanuts and all that. So that was freaking, awesome. So anyways, folks, it is 12:13. I'm going to wrap this up real quick and get off here. I need to work on, a couple things. And then me and Miss Terry need to get gone out there and do, some honeydews and some rat killing, get some stuff, done. But we love you guys. Thanks for, listening. If you're not signed up, go hit that website, www.c10americamagazine.com. That's www.c10americamagazine.com. Go over there, get signed up for $10, all that. If you guys do become a member in, the group, you guys sign up only for, $5. But before I get out of here, I said a big thank you to Iron Carriers right here. I want to say a big thank you. Right there, you see it, that, sign is up on, the wall. I got the second one. I feel honored. The first one, Anthony Jackson got. Dan Jackson is, the father. He makes these awesome, C10 America signs right back here. It's printed red, or it's painted red, white, and blue. And he sent it to us, a couple of days ago. He sent it on Thursday. I got it on Friday. And I did an unboxing of it over on Facebook. Then we put it on, the wall yesterday. So this is, the first time I'm showing it off. But I'll be talking more about it, come Monday. I'll be talking more about it. Matter of fact, tomorrow in Facebook, we do our lives Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time over in, the group. And you don't want to miss it. I've been doing it for almost over 2.5 years. And I got contacted by Meta, the company that owns Facebook. And they said, thank you. And I'm all, for what? They said, congrats. And I'm all, okay, what'd I do? Some good, some bad, what, And they said, know that I brought over 8 million new people to Facebook, brand new followers to Facebook through, my lives and, all my content stuff. So that is, totally awesome. And I would think, it would show maybe in, the group, but maybe not all people were, C10 people or whatever, what have you. But still, nonetheless, that was still, awesome. Thank you, Meta, for doing that. And, hopefully, I keep on doing this, going forward, I can bring more and more, folks. I can double that. Maybe in the next 2 years, I can do another 8 million, something like that. That would be, so awesome. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take and get off here so I can get to what I need to do. I have a whole stack of stuff that I need to finish up doing here, in the group and, in the studio for, that matter. And I tell you what, I told you that I'm kind of redoing, the studio here. So I think when I go to redo it, I might do a live, put up a camera right back here by, the window, since I'll be over, there working on that wall first. So maybe I'll put the camera over here so you guys see me working on, that right there. So we love you. Have a great, Sunday. Today is August 17th. I'm going to get out of here, and we're almost about an hour long. So I'm going to take and get out of here. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys on, C10 America Talks out there. We love you. We know that you guys have a choice every time you come on, the podcast, to click on whatever episode you guys want to listen to, and hopefully we're making it fun, entertaining to listen to. Just wait until we get more interviews and all that up there. So on that note, we love you. Keep it classic, people. Stay blessed and have a great day. Take care. We'll see you. We'll see you Monday at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time over on Facebook. We love you. We'll see you soon. Take care, guys.